BBL jersey.
Got on to it.
Oh, shit, what's up, bro?
Ripping packs, Pokemon cards, dude. Like, I just want to do it on camera.
He's just addicted. He wants to.
I think
He's
that's
going
a great
through.
idea.
He's going through your phase that you went through.
Think, I just think. Look,
But what is he?
How
See,
fun would it
I
be?
went through that because I pulled a decent card.
I'm not even going through that.
Yeah,
Like,
But how about you cash at me?
oh, I can't.
For you, I'll do 30. Just because it's you.
I'm saying it's for the brand.
All right, shut the 8 months ago, we started Pristine Card Co. So for all of our viewers out here who've been in the dark about what we've got going on, how we started, we haven't really done like a true episode where we had to sit down and kind of chat about everything. So Tyler, why don't you tell us how you kind of came about the idea?
Yeah, I mean, we really haven't done like a true business, update. So it's kind of just going to be like a, behind the curtain kind of video on, what do we do? What maybe, someone's doing this that is doing the same thing we're doing, or you guys are, wanting to start it yourself. I'm just going to preference and say this isn't a how-to video.
Yeah. We messed up here and there.
If you take some pointers and, you learn some things along the way, I mean, great. I mean, I think we're doing pretty well for only,
sure.
Being 8 months into this thing.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Trying to hit the ground running with everything. But yeah, I mean, Pristine kind of came to be of, it's really like a childhood dream of mine to own and operate like an LCS. And so I've always teetered with the idea of doing that ever since I was probably, it was one of those like conversations when you're younger, like, yo, if I had a ton of money, I would open a card shop. Like if I won the lottery, I'd open a card shop. Like that'd be my dream. I think August of, what are we in, 2025? August of 2024. I was kind of like teetering with it. I was like, man, should I do it? Should I don't do it? I've always had like this bad issue of like doubting myself per se, or like thinking of an idea and like, nah, man, I can't do that. And so I put it in my notes. I had one note in my phone, or not one note, but I had a note in my phone that just said Pristine Card Co. on like August 24th or something. I think I still have the note. And I sat on it, and then towards the end of the year, I brought it up to you guys. I was like, yo, what if we did this? Mm-hmm. And then, we were in Discord one night and I pitched the idea of, what do you guys think? And again, 8 months later, here we are.
Yeah. And
so,
I mean, now we're, 4 submissions deep. We've done multiple shows. We're starting our first giveaway for hitting 500 followers on Instagram. Yep, so
that should be live now. So by the time you guys are seeing this, either we've hopefully not drawn, but also hopefully we have, never know. We're
fairly close.
We're pushing pretty close. Yeah. So, if it's still live, go drop a follow, go check our Instagram out.
For sure.
At Pristine Card Co.
In terms of, collectibles, TCGs, Matt, you've played Pokemon before?
Well, we started when we were really young. We played Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
And we didn't even... He would collect a little bit of Pokemon back in the day. And I kind of tiered back and forth. And we tried it. I know we tried it a couple times. We played like everything back in the day when we were younger.
Yu-Gi-Oh's our big thing, though.
And definitely, we kind of had that idea. We would go to locals. We would play every weekend on Sundays. Yep. Like every Sunday we'd go to play at a local. Yep. And be like, dude, we can totally do this one day. Like, how cool would this be to have our own thing and do what we enjoy? Like, I remember talking to the owners of our Above board games, and they loved it. That was like their thing. They lived above the unit itself. It was a husband and wife.
No
and
shot.
It was
really?
It was over in Baxter.
Over in Baxter, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And it was their thing, and they absolutely loved it. And it stayed alive for a while, and it was so crowded, and we met so many friends. I remember like our whole middle school and high school experience doing that. And we just, we played card games our whole life. So I knew I was always going to stick around, or, rear its head eventually in some way. So when he pitched the idea, I was like, I know where this is coming from. We did this in the past. So it was cool to see. And I was like, okay, I can give this a shot. I didn't know how we would do it at the time, because it was like, we just played the game. We didn't really know how to like make this thing a dream where it can support itself,
Right.
and it's not just like a collectible hobby where we can turn this into like, hey, we're adults and we can do this as adults,
Yeah.
rather than just doing this as children, which we did growing up for many years. So that was a cool thing.
Did y'all win at all, or would y'all just catching L's on Sundays?
Oh no, we definitely won some. We definitely lost
there
some
was some
more.
locals going, but
We certainly lost more than we won, but we definitely won some big ones. I know going big one. I know you can tell me a couple of times we hit pretty big. Like you topped.
yeah, it was
We
fun.
both topped pretty hard.
It was, locals was such an awesome experience. It's kind of like you walk into like rally, and like everybody is just like all about it, right?
Yeah, right. They're in
Everybody's
it.
either playing cards, everybody's like kind of like every time you walk in there, everybody's like kind of like family.
Yeah.
And that's like that's what our locals used to be, and it was awesome. Like it was such a good, warming and welcoming place to be in general. Like, and I feel like every time you like walk in a rally or like typically we go to rally quite a bit, but like you just see the same faces, and so like, and to some people like a good local card shop is like a second home almost, and that's kind of what like literally every Sunday we were in. It was called Above Board Games, like Matt said, and we were every Sunday it was like clockwork. We went there, we played locals, we got our parents dropped us off. They dropped us off at like 11. We were there till like 5. We would stop and get like Taco Bell on the way home, the $5 boxes. And then like that was our Sunday routine.
Starbucks
That was
beforehand.
quite literally we went to Starbucks, got coffee.
Little Baja Blast.
That's it.
And then we ended the day on some Baja Blast and some $5, whatever value box they had at the time.
Absolutely.
Like that was our Sunday routine, and it was such a
cool.
fun. It's always going to be a core memory, in my mind. And here we are today. We started in sports cards. We didn't want to just solely become like a Pokemon business. I put business in air quotes, but it's
Which I mean, I think that's why we need them to name.
At the end of the day, because at the day we like the dream is to open a card shop, whether that takes 2 years and we just go insane and we have really good success, or it takes 10, 15 years, and we're late 30s, early 40s, and we're owning a card shop. I'm cool with that. Eventually it's one of those things. As long as we stick to it and really bust our butts to get there, we'll get there.
Yeah, it's kind of been interesting for me because I never was into the TCG space like that. Like I had some Pokemon cards growing up, but I never obviously knew what it was. Probably threw those things away. It's such a long time ago. But I did always enjoy collectibles, a lot of Marvel collectibles, some memorabilia, that kind of stuff. But it's been interesting learning about the hobby, learning about the TCG, all of the different things, and fast forwarding today to being able to do much better research. We sent our first submission. We had our first submission by we started in January, so I think by March we had our first submission.
I want to say it was March. We dropped like 20, no, not 20, like 13 cards off the PSA.
And so that's been a ton of fun. We did pretty well on our first submission.
Yeah, I think we went.
And then we picked up our first lot.
Yeah, that
Facebook.
that lot we picked off, and I look back to this day, and like sometimes it's been so crazy just because like I forget we even bought it sometimes. Like I just feel like life in general just moves so fast.
Right.
And I look back and I'm like, dang, we bought that. Like I'll look back through our Instagram every so often and like see that we had like it was like we'll put a picture up on screen, but. We bought the lot of Facebook Marketplace, and that honestly really like kickstarted everything for us. We made some good money on it, but we learned some hardships through like eBay. Like that was our way of selling. Like we had no other outlets. Vending wasn't even an idea at the time, and we tried to get some inventory. I forget what we bought the lot for, but we bought the lot, put everything up on eBay. We made profits, but obviously eBay has fees and. We got hit with quite a bit of fees, but we still made money. It really was
100%.
It was the true Kickstarter for Pristine, and I mean, I joke about it all the time. Like literally, it was like us either trying to like buy cards off eBay or like you goofies like outbidding each other on whatnot on like Saturday nights through
That guy, not me.
So much fun.
Not me.
It was funny.
Definitely not.
It was worth it.
It's definitely funny times, but I look back to where we are now, where we're actually we're vending a show at least once a month and like really just like rocking it, and just look back to where we were, what we were doing. It's like, dang, that was only like 4 months ago. Like it just feels it feels so much longer.
Flying.
Like
It's
time
definitely
is flying for sure.
And what's nice is like, we did set goals for ourselves, coming into it in the beginning and going like, hey, what do we want to accomplish at least in the first year? Is there
Yeah.
something like we think is attainable? And when we go back and look at it, I mean, we had Ven one show.
Yeah.
We had, hit 1,000 followers, which, hopefully we're on pace to do by the end of the year. And then we had be a net positive business, so not lose a ton of money. So, we can almost, I feel confident in that we can check all three of those by the end of the year for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we've definitely done well for ourselves in a great way that I think obviously a lot of the time, a lot of the passion that has kind of gone behind it, the branding, and just bouncing ideas back and forth, Discord conversations till like 1 a.m, phone call conversations that are hours long, has definitely played a huge part in it. I feel like so.
Yeah, I feel like this. I guess it's almost probably anything you really do in life, but like this business or like lucrative like hobby per se, it's just kind of what you put in was what you get out. If you really really work hard and like I said, there's probably anything in life you really work hard, put your time into it, and our name is Pristine, and me and you in particular, and I'm sure you do as well. Like we really talk about all the time of like, a lot of things that we do, whether it be like our banners or logos or, just the way we present ourselves at the table, and, our name is Pristine. Like Pristine means like literally perfect. And so, we really, our name is not only that, but like us collectively always hold ourselves to high standards, and like we try
sure.
to really show, and hopefully you guys see that through the videos or the content, or the way we present ourselves and just with our Instagram or whatever looks, and so it's kind of been like a way we go about things per se.
Yeah.
So
we talked a little about shows, how we've been vending almost once a month, sometimes twice. Next month I think we've been 3 times in October.
Yeah.
And so what did you guys think of the show? So Matt's first show was this weekend.
First time to get up here.
We were able to fly him out
Super fun.
to be a part of it. So I mean, Matt, what'd you think?
Loved it. A little nervous 'cause I didn't know what to expect. I thought it'd be. I kept watching all the footage from like you guys being in smaller shows. So like Mooresville and the other ones where it was like a packed house.
Right.
So I was like, oh man, I gotta really know my stuff. Like
We're
on
like
the fly.
texting Matt. We're texting Matt.
Yeah.
Yo, we're going crazy.
Yeah,
Yo, it's
yeah.
mad busy.
This is crazy.
Yo, this is what we got going on.
So it was much more spacious, which was cool. Which is like, it was nice for us to have a little breathing time to kind of get things right. But you make your little mistakes there and there. But it was definitely really fun. It was a good time. It was a good time to get your hands on the product and like interact with people and really get a good feel of like what the community's like, how nice people were. That took me by surprise.
I was gonna say, was there
Like
a surprise
the
at
vendors,
all of the
yeah,
shows?
absolutely. Like the kindness people would just show, like, hey, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Like, have a great, like, good luck this and that. I'm like,
What?
I feel like there's like a bad
like,
narrative
dang,
that's
this
put
is
on like
this
vendors.
is crazy right now.
Yeah.
So like, it was really cool. It was really nice.
I think also, I mean,
Positive
me
experience.
and you work retail, so
Yeah.
like every day we deal with like the nonsense of the world,
Like the Karens, if you would.
complaints, Karens,
Yeah.
talking to managers, this
Yeah.
and that, like
Karens and
Yeah.
Kevins.
so, like yeah, exactly.
Yeah, people were really cool. So it was nice having
So going
that.
to these and like everybody's like mad cool, everybody's super
Yeah.
chill, just wants to talk, stuff they're passionate about.
Well,
And
like
that-
I'm sure they
that's
took a
kinda
lot of
the
time out of
opposite.
their day to be there, so it's like a big event and big deal for them. So
Right.
it was cool that we were able to put some smiles on people's faces for sure, and having those cool moments and laughing with people, complete strangers, and people that you guys met throughout your journey, like other vendors, and seeing that relationship really opened my eyes. Like, wow, there's a third party or fourth party that's involved in this. There's relationships that go into this. Like, it's a whole network and a whole community of other businesses that are also doing the same thing, and it's not like a negative experience. It's a really positive one. So I thought that was really cool.
I told you, I was
Which
like,
took me by surprise. I thought it'd be more of like a competitive space because it's what you think, and you think you set
That's true.
betting shows.
Yeah.
You think it's gonna be like
agree.
a man eats man kind of thing, but it ended up being really cool. Everyone was so relaxed and like
Right.
didn't worry about anything but just trying to have a good time, and that's That's really cool. I actually enjoyed that a lot. So it was cool to see for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I was told you. Like I was telling you, like from like 7 a.m. when we first woke up and got there. I said, once you get like a few sales underneath your belt, or just talk to a couple people, you're just gonna want more and more and more. It's such a fun time. It's really nice being like around a bunch of people that all care about the same thing. And it was like when I pulled in to the parking lot this morning, it kind of hit me like a nostalgia feel of like us, like we kind of talked about like we used to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Kind of talked about we used to play Yu-Gi-Oh, and like we would all go like regionals, like a regional was like 7 8, we'd get there 8 o'clock in the morning.
I had that feeling,
and, we'd play 9 12 rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh at like the regional. Yeah,
you were out of
and we were home at like 10 a.m. or 10 not 10 a.m. but 10 at night. And it was just, it reminded that feel like being up early, going to a convention, and then just like being there all day. It was like
out
a
of
real
energy by the
nostalgia.
end. I mean, really, if you wanted to do well, you had to be like the most caffeinated person there, because you were just out of it. You just wanted to be over by the end of it. I mean, it was just crazy. You're talking to like a million people at the same time, like overstimulated. It was a whole thing. So,
but it was at the end of the day,
cool.
it was so much fun, and that's like I just said, like pulling in the parking lot today. I was like, dang, this really feels like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
like Yu-Gi-Oh regionals whenever we used to play when we were teenagers, and it was such a good time. But yeah,
That's hilarious.
It's very cool.
What would y'all say has been like the hardest thing so far on this journey for y'all?
I guess just navigating like negotiation. Like you guys are in sales, so like you guys talk to people every day. Just like learning to talk to people and negotiate, and just like trying to really stay ahead of market is probably the big thing. I guess would be hardest for me, but like knowledge of cards and understanding price, and like TCG players been around. Like we used TCG player when we like did. Like we played Yu-Gi-Oh. Like we bought singles and like
been around that long?
Yes.
Yeah, bro. It's
we
been around
built
for
our own
years.
stuff. Yes, that's how we.
So,
That's
like,
crazy.
Navigating TCG player wasn't really like a difficult thing, and like understanding the market. Like we had to know market prices to buy cards off people for decks, and so like that stuff has all been kind of easy and
for
like,
trades and all
to
that.
navigate. So
Yeah.
but I'm sure for you learning Pokemon
Yeah,
in
that was
itself,
definitely that was definitely obviously a learning curve. I say for me probably the hardest part was been balancing time, like time management. I think it's transitioning jobs. Like this year I moved locations to locations, and so getting back into like the swing of my own rhythm on like a day-to-day work life, and then leaving that and then coming home, finding time again, and then after that then it's like 10 p.m. and now we're able to finally like dive in on cards, and I'm like 10 p.m. I'm sending people DMs on Facebook like, yo, you take 500 for all these cards. And so like up till 2, and I literally remember just being up till 2 in the morning and just on Facebook doom scrolling for deals, trying to like make stuff work or buy stuff, because back then we weren't vending, we didn't have anything, we were just trying to get our hands on the product.
I say product was definitely tough in the beginning, but like that's also the reality of it, is like we all work 9 to 5 jobs, so like all this is like in our spare time. Like like when we do a show, it takes up our whole weekend, or it's just it's a work life balance. It's like almost like working two. It literally is like working like 2 jobs. You gotta mix that obviously.
And you came in from what 10 days straight.
I was gonna say like I mean I think mine is like, yes, your problems, but I have to kind of like work in the background of it and trying to get that same feeling you guys get, where my hands aren't on the product, I'm not looking and interacting with those same people. I can still kind of contribute my own way, or offer advice, or kind of see how the business works and all that stuff. So it's
that's been weird to try to, and it's also hard to try to get you in. They're like, it's one thing to just kind of screen share, turn on the cam, or FaceTime,
or you try to help whenever you can,
just show you. But like, it's another thing to actually go and like get in the weeds.
And we can always, I mean, I think we're gonna grow into that space too, where we can eventually go down to Florida, and kind of expand and do that kind of stuff, right? Do more traveling, and and
which is gonna be exciting.
Get more like solo stuff involved. Who knows, like that kind of stuff. But it's a work in progress, kind of how we started.
One of those things is I feel like obviously the more we grow, the more roles are going to need to be filled, and I feel like a lot of, obviously it sucks that you're 2 states away. You'd rather you be closer, but life, right? Like you can't do nothing about it. We're all part of the journey, so we're all
you just pack
pitching in where we can, and
There you go.
And just do like,
Yeah, that's
I
easy.
don't know why you making this mad
Yeah,
difficult
right?
just
Like-
living
Yeah.
over there. Like,
Yeah,
just back
easy
it
as
up.
that.
But you know, and the reality of it is, the more we grow, you know, the more options. Whether it's just be like operating our socials, or you know, the more we grow, the more back end stuff there's going to be, and it's going to make things easier. You know, obviously, like the bigger show, like we actually just did a bigger show. It's like 500 plus tables, you know, to date. So it was really nice to have that, and you know, be able to fly out to, you know, be here for that opportunity was really nice per se. And
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I think, like, you know, our plan is to do like CollectCon next year, and so, like, you know, that'd be another one, and just really like the bigger shows, it just, you know, get you here for those, and you know, like I said, as we grow, more opportunities and more
And a point I'll
things
make,
will become.
it was really cool to see like bigger tables and like more established businesses there, because you can be able to like use like some of the things that inspire you that they do, like how you were talking about the banner like on our table, like some of that stuff you just got to see in person and be like, oh, what a cool idea. Or like there are people to the left, they had this huge like awesome setup that like when I wasn't doing a sale, I was looking over at their setup like this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like this is like how do they even get these banners? Like this is so cool. Who thought of this? Like that kind of stuff that like draws in someone's attention. Like that kind of stuff inspires you to want to do more. Like I think that's a cool opportunity for all of us to at least go into a big show and see like how like a real professional setup is supposed to look like, and like, hey, we can do this one day. We had this conversation while we're standing there. We're like, hey, in a couple years, do you want to do something like that? And he was like, yeah, if we can afford it, like, or if we can do it, like,
Yeah.
you know. So I think that was pretty cool. That was really a good opportunity for us to look at that kind of stuff, you know.
Let's talk upcoming plans. What's next for Pristine? What's next for us? One of the things I'm definitely excited about, which we did launch recently, was our Discord.
Yeah.
Super excited to kind of get people into the community. It's a way for us to kind of communicate with everybody, and just kind of talk TCG, talk gaming, like talk anything. Like, so football, we're doing fantasy this year. And so we're running our Pristine Fantasy League. Definitely just a ton of stuff that we got going on, and definitely the Discord is the way to be able to engage on a day-to-day basis on like what we got going on outside of just, you know, posting on Instagram, that kind of thing. So Discord is probably the most exciting thing for me. So definitely in the bio, you'll see the Discord link. Definitely hop in there, and, you know, we're always doing all kinds of stuff. We're always gaming, doing, you know, playing Borderlands right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that's really going to be a big push to kind of round out a year. Is, you know, we've kind of, through like the first 8 months of us, you know, doing our thing, we've kind of really, you know, I feel like we've really kind of sank our feet into the ground. Now it's, you know, like, hey, let's build this community, you know, like and truthfully, like, we're nothing without you guys. So like,
100%.
you know, it's, you know, we're doing that giveaway, you know, we're pushing 500 followers on Instagram, which is mind blowing to me, you know, like,
Right.
I feel like we've seen a ton of success, you know, we're starting to grow, and now, you know, now it's time to give back, you know. That's what, like, the giveaway on Instagram, you know, I'm sure once we hit other milestones and other programs, you know, I'm all down for, you know, giving back to, you know, who basically supports us, you
Heck
know.
yeah.
So I think to round out the year, and a big goal for next year is just really, you know, growing that community, and like not necessarily building a following, like, 'cause that just sounds like we're, you know, doing this just to do it, but like really it is like one of my favorite things with vending, and like it's just talking to everybody,
Right.
you know, just talking, chopping it up, having a good conversation with people, like,
Meeting new people.
and you know, it's just, it was one of, like, when we started vending, I was like, my big push was like, hey, let's get, instead of like trying to just reach out to people that aren't in our state, or, you know, connect with, like, let's connect people that are like in the Carolinas, like, let's
Right.
build like the, you know, the hometown like community, you know. So that was like a really like early strive, and, you know, we met some amazing people throughout that, you know, probably 3 months we've been vending now it's like,
Yeah.
you know, let's just build that community, and that was kind of like the launch of the Discord, and, you know, where that's going, and, you know, you know, as we grow, more avenues open and more things we can do, and, you know, to give back and just, you know, grow, because like I said, at the end of the day, our goal is a, you know, card shop.
Yeah.
We need those
Right.
people per se, and, you know, I want that. You know, I touched on, like, for me growing up, like, ABG was like a second home, like, it's where we were every Sunday, you know. So when we get to that point, like, I want just everybody else that steps into our shop, you know, to have that feeling and just know our name, and, you know, be that second home, you know, for a couple hours for some people, or even like 30 minutes when they step in, like just a cool spot they can kind of go to, you know?
Yeah.
You know, so
What do you want to see out of it, man?
I just
You
want
know,
us to
something
keep
you want to
having,
do.
you know, I'm really what I really want us to do is not really about like a number goal or like anything. I just want us to keep having fun and doing what we enjoy, you know, and then the numbers and the goals and the whatever else we come up with, it will come, you know. It just as long as we're just keep having fun and keep doing what we enjoy, that's the forefront, you know. That and that's the most important thing. As long as we love what we're doing, all that other stuff is gonna just follow up and be great. So we're already kind of there, and it's really cool to see. You know, growing up, it's like, oh, you're never gonna turn this into a living, or oh, you're collecting cards, or you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh or video games, whatever you're doing. It's like it's to turn that into something that you can actually live off of, or you know, turn this into a hobby that turns into a business. Like that's like to me is the ultimate dream, is to do what you enjoy.
Yeah.
So, you know, just for us to just keep doing what we're doing. That's my goal, really. And just see us just grow and do things that we thought were impossible, which I think we're there because, you know, 9 months ago, we weren't even
I wouldn't even think where we
playing video
are
games in
now.
Discord, bro. We were just 3 friends on Discord and, you know, from faraway places. So it's cool to see what we're doing. And I can't wait for the journey to continue. So I'm just excited to see what this turns into.
But yeah, I mean, as we wrap this up, we'll, I would obviously want you guys to go check out our, you guys are watching this, you're probably on YouTube. Go check out our other stuff. We're trying to do great things. We're really pushing, for a community, and I think that's a big thing that I wanted to touch on real quick is like, a lot of people, not naming names, and and it's probably obvious in some sorts. A lot of people are just in it for the money, right? But I think our end goal is, every time I step into like this space or like a shop or, something, like my mind just goes like a little brick and mortar, pristine fucking, thing out front. And, just that's what I envision every time I do something with pristine, or just like buy a card, send a card to grade, sell a card like that, like dollar sign, like you said, like we're having fun, we're having a good time. Dollar signs are going to come with it. Right. But like, every step we make with pristine, it's just like I envision that little brick and mortar somewhere in a little town, or local to us, and still work my 9 to 5, but stop in there on the weekend, on after hours, and help out. And that's just what I envision. And so I think we're all in that same boat of like owning the card shop, not necessarily, none of us are interested in it for the money,
Right.
know?
100%.
I think that
Creating memories,
yeah,
the
exactly.
memories we have.
Exactly. It was a dream that was kind of pitched to the boys, and everybody was on board, and it's, we haven't looked at it anywhere differently,
Right.
So I think that's good. But
yeah, I appreciate everybody that's been tapping
bro.
into the journey, following us on Instagram, or saying what's up to us at the shows. That's been crazy, is having just people that, hey, I've seen y'all. I remember last show y'all was here. Or, hey, I picked up that one card last time from y'all.
Yep.
That's always super cool to see. So definitely appreciate everybody that's been tapping in, and everybody else that's just now joining. Definitely feel free to tap in, join in all the communities. We've said it 1,000 times, but we definitely just want to build a sense of community and get everybody together and enjoy the time, enjoy the TCG, and just enjoy other kind of stuff that we got going on. So
most definitely. Like, subscribe, tune in for more. I appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Peace.